Hi there. In the previous video, we have learned how to copy public keys in alternative to SSH copy ID command. So we've got a line of commands that we can use through cross-platform, cross-platform OS via SSH, which supports Mac, Linux, and subsystem for Windows. So without any installation about homebrew, something like that program. So um, so now in this video, we will walk you through how to um, manually copy the public keys from your local computer, which is aligned with your private keys to connect to your remote server and manage the SSH keys to log in via any user or root user without password. So let's start, and now let's just hide our previous notes here. So this will be our mission here. Copy the content directly from your local SSH public key into the authorized keys file within the remote server. So to do that, let's go ahead and so first we need to this is my you need to log into your terminal using your Linux Bash subsystem for Windows. So this is mine, and then I've switched over to root so that I don't have to add sudo command. And now, and okay, so or maybe I'll just switch into my user account so I don't have to switch over. So here, so I want to connect this user instead of my root user into my remote server via SSH keys. So to do that manually, let's check first our um, SSH folder and make sure we already have generated um, SSH keys. So here's my private one, which is available for within my local computer, and then this is my public key, which we will gonna copy that content from here and paste it onto the remote server that we would like to connect into. So to do that, so the first thing we were gonna do is to let's copy using cat and our public key. Oops, sorry, that's not it. Let's clear it again and make it, sorry, cat. This is another terminal editor, something like that, something like a Sublime Text or a Nano and Vim. And I believe this is the default one for Linux, which you don't have to install. I'm not really sure though. And then let's copy this one. Control C, and then space, then here it will show off here, and then again Control C, and then let's copy it within our notes here. And so that is the public key within our um, local computer from Mawix user. Okay, so we want to copy this public key into our remote server. So to do that, so let's go ahead and clear this one here, and then let's go back to our home, and we want to connect um, to our remote server, which under the root user, I have created a new user from the remote server so that we can create or we can connect through it as a new, I mean, so that we can create a new SSH public key or move over that one from here, because I already have connected both root user and the Mawix user from my local PC into the root user of my remote server. So I've created a new user there that we can test it out, So this is the new user from the remote server. And let's just connect from here. So now it is asking for a password. So I'm gonna give out my password for that user. So it's here. And so by the way, guys, if you want to learn how to create a user with a super user privilege, then just let me know in the comments or the reference of this video, and I will create a new SQL tutorial for this type of video. Okay, I mean for that video, of course. Maybe the next one will be that one. And so we're now in the remote server, log in as the root user, which is a sudoer and not the root. So how do we create or do we copy the public key manually within this user? So let's go first to let's check first the directory of this. So the home directory is root user, and we want to check the folders from this user. So this user doesn't have yet the SSH folder and the authorized underscore keys file, which which you wanna have for your user that you want to connect to, and based on on that file the public key. So let's go ahead and create that file now. I mean the directory or the folder. We want to create the folder first. So it's .ssh. It's .ssh because it's a hidden folder. So make dir. So let's check if it's already there. If we have successfully created one. Oops. So actually this one ls is to list all the directory within this within the home or any wherever you are, wherever directory you are of the user that you are logging in. And this one, this command -LA, it lists all the hidden files and folders with a few details like this one here, as you can see this one. That's why I'm using that. So now we have created um, dot, .ssh folder, which is great. And then another thing we want to do is to set the permission of that folder into 700. So let's do it using chmod and 700.ssh, and so let's check. So let's go ahead and check it if it did work. So I believe it did. So as you can see here, it's a different one, and now it's this now. Okay, so next thing is that we want to create a new file within this directory. So let's first so within this directory we want to create a new file which is authorized with ed underscore keys. Okay, so let's now create one. How do you create its touch, and then go to .ssh and then authorize underscore keys. That one. I hope this works. Wait a bit. Oops, we trust you receive usual lecture of spec. Alright. Let's do it again, by the way. Oops. Sorry. Touch. Let's try this one. So let's go to this. Oh, sorry. Let's go to .ssh folder. Oh, sorry. cd.ssh and ls, and here you go. So we have made a new file with under wait a bit, where is that? So what I did earlier, it didn't work through using this sudo command. I'm not really sure though, but what I did is that I made a file authorize underscore keys within this folder. So I added this folder or this path because I made it within the home directory. So that is why. But you can also do is to cd or go to the SSH directory and just do this touch and then authorize keys. Okay. So and since because I'm lazy, I'm in the home directory of root user, which is here. Let's see, which is here, and I didn't go to the .sh folder, so that's why my command is something like this without sudo. And so once that's done, it works after I made this one sudo touch no file directory. So this is how I do it. This one. So you have to add this. I'm not really sure though, but this works for me. This worked for me. So it will just return to the home um, to the home directory, or it won't show any successful message. And so I think that's how it is. And then I cd or I've gone through the SSH folder, which is this one. It returns an error because I've mistakenly added SSH instead of SSH. So now I'm in the SSH directory or the folder, and then I ls so that I can see the folders here, which is now we have created the authorized keys. So now we're ready to add the content or our public directory, public key, public key from my local computer into this remote server under the root user. Okay, so to do this, let's open Nano. Let's open this file here. Authorize underscore keys and hit enter, and then just right click to make sure you have already copied this one, all of the content, and then just hit right click from your mouse and it should be already there, as you can see. Oops. Right. So after that, don't do anything else, and then click on, do this one, ctrl X, and then Y means yes to save it, and then hit enter to confirm you're saving that content. So now when we do cat, which will display, which is also an editor, but does display it right away here, the content, which is, I believe, useful as well. So here you can also do that. So as you can see here, it is displaying now, and here is our public key. So let's clear it out, and now let's exit on it, and let's go back to our home server, which is my Mawix, and then let's clear that one out, and let's go and try to connect to our root user remote server. It's asking for a password, so it didn't work. So let's try to do it. Try to check one more time. So we have missed something else to do before everything is done. So let's go back to our to the keys here. Uh, let's cd onto the SSH folder. So remember earlier that we have changed the permission of the folder .sh. We also need to change the file authorize underscore keys to 600 permission. So same as earlier, chmod and 600, and this one authorize keys, and hit enter, and then let's check if it did do it. So here, so let's try if now if it works now. So let's exit on that, and let's go back and see if it works. And as you can see, it works. It didn't ask for a new it didn't ask for a password. We are now connected to our remote server under the root user that we have manually copied the public key from our local Linux bash system for Windows. So thank you guys for watching, and then of course in the next video I've mentioned earlier, we will discuss about how you can add new user or new sudoers um, within any remote, I mean any server, so that you can use them for doing sudo commands instead of your root password. So once again, thanks and see you next time.